So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Igor Vasiliev, who's going to tell you a little bit about himself. He is a stock market expert. He knows even more than I do about the stock market. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to have lots of opportunities to see how to implement all of these amazing strategies that he's going to show you. Enjoy, and look forward to seeing you all at the end.
Sure, thank you. Okay, guys, thank you very much. So I know a couple of people. I don't know, guys, do you have experience with stock market so far? Not at all, yeah?
No, a little bit, obviously. I've been reading about it, but never.
All right, never tried. What about you?
A little bit.
What like shares, options, futures?
No, just the online trading, Forex.
Forex, okay, yeah. Cool. And you guys? No, new. So new, okay. So I'll start from the very, very basic stuff. I'll try to explain. If you have any questions, you can stop me straight away and ask. It's much better to explain, okay? In the end, there will be a session for questions as well. So I will be doing. Now, probably the first most important, it's a disclaimer, because I'm going to show you real trades today, so it doesn't mean that you have to jump and do them tonight, okay? So in order to do the trade, you have to fully understand what you're doing, okay? Because you invest your money, and what could be more important than your money, right? So only my money for me, correct? Okay, guys, so what we're going to do tonight, so first of all, I want to explain you what options are. Okay, today is all about options, because majority of people, they have no idea what it is, what we're using for, and why do we need it for. Then I'm going to show you three strategies. Okay, the most popular three strategies. Those strategies are used by professional investors. They're used by banks, they're used by hedge funds, pension funds, and all those huge sharks, they're making money using these three specific strategies. Then I'll show you how many altogether option strategies in the market available for you, okay? And in the end, I will tell you about our investment club, and if you want to join investment club, you can do that. All right? Is it fair enough? Okay, let's do that. Okay. So first of all, a couple of words probably about our academy, our organization, about myself as well. So the academy started about 8 years ago. Started here in Sydney, but after that, you probably understand from my accent, I actually came here for holidays. I was living at that time in Ireland, and I came here to Sydney 5th of December, and I don't know, have you ever been to Ireland or England? No? I'll tell you, like December, the weather is like very, very bad. Constantly raining, all the time wind, so bad. And when I came here, what did I find? Absolutely beautiful weather. So I've decided to stay here. I've decided not to go back. So, and since that time, I even didn't go back to Ireland. Okay, that's the story. Now, and then when I came, I started visiting different places. I met a lot of interesting, like meetup members, and then organized the academy. Okay, that's how we started. And then it's expanded, because at the moment, right now, the academy is in 2 languages, Russian and English. We have a lot of clubs here in Sydney, we have clubs in Europe, we have clubs in Russia as well. Okay, that's how it works. And my personal story, I have several qualifications. One qualification is I'm a medical doctor. I worked as a doctor just 1 year. Okay, after that I moved to business. So I had my wholesale company. I started my business at the age of 18. I'm doing different bits and pieces. By the end of uni, I already had my wholesale company. Then I moved to Ireland in 2000. When I was 28, I didn't know English. I couldn't speak a word, knew 2 words only, vodka and coffee. And that's it. So I had to learn new language. I have to adjust into the new environment. And then I graduated, I received executive MBA, so it's a business degree, one of the best business degrees. And then I set up my company again. So I started another business. It was a retail chain. We had 3 showrooms in west of Ireland. So I was running that. And while I was doing that business, I started my stock market, my career. Okay? I started investing. I learned about it, and I was fascinated with that. And gradually, my income from stock market caught up with my income from my business. And then when I came to Sydney, I realized that I could live on that income. So that's why I could leave everything behind me in Ireland and stay here in Australia. And when I stayed in Australia, I got my 3rd qualification. It's finance and accountancy. So at the moment, I have everything what I need in order to do stock market. Because for the stock market, I presume whoever trades, especially Forex, you would know that it's not only about strategy. It's a lot about psychology. you need to understand those psychological tricks, when to enter position, when to exit position, and without taking emotions into account. So you have to leave the emotions behind and work really like a robot. Okay, so that's why all our strategy we implement, they are focusing on a specific step-by-step system, which is very difficult to avoid. Okay, so if you learn the systematic approach, you can follow the systematic approach. So that's how I do. So that's why I believe I can stand in front of you and talk about all this. I haven't read one book just about options and then deliver. I've spent like decades of education in different fields in order to stand here and present. All right, let's start. Options. Do you know what options are? Do you have experience? Do you have, because I ask everyone else, do you have experience?
No.
No.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. So now there are different types of options. Simply, it's two options: put and call. But then you can buy, you can sell. So it's already two transactions. Like you can be on one or another side. Then there are different type of options, different expiration days. Some options available for 2 days, some options for a week, and other options for 3 years. Then options, if you do just option trading with one specific option, it's one kind of strategy. But then you can combine them. You can combine them with stocks, underlying securities, with futures, with forex, with commodities. So, and it becomes so huge area that a lot of people, they get lost there. Okay, that's why I'm going to explain you only 3 strategies that you understand how they work. Okay, now if you take and trying to break down the options, you will find very interesting thing, because there are different type of risk and profitability profiles with options. You can use some options which are even less risky than buying and selling stocks. A lot of people telling that options are dangerous. It would be a third qualification. You probably understand the higher the profit, the higher is what?
Risk.
Risk. So it goes hand by hand, right? So the lower the risk, the lower the profitability. So when you do any trades, you have to take into account both of those sides. Majority of newbies, people who just start in trading, what do they focus on?
The return.
Profit. Oh my goodness, I want to do 20% return on that trade. And they forget to think about risks. So do you know the most famous guy in the stock market? Warren Buffett. Have you heard? His rule number 1, never lose the money. Which his second rule? Don't forget the rule number 1, correct. So if you focus on protection all the time, you think about protection, so the growth will take itself, like the portfolio will grow if you keep protecting your portfolio from different risky strategies. Majority of mistakes in my portfolio or in portfolio of people who I noticed usually happen when we break the rules. Okay, so that is very, very important. That's actually why we set the investment club, because if you work on your own, if you deal on your own, sometimes we have very good and motivated mood. Sometimes we are tired, and when we are tired, people can make more mistakes. Correct? So that's why when you do your trades, and if you're with a group, other group of people who you can connect, chat, and say, "Look, I found this beautiful trade. I believe. What do you think about that?" And that person who is not just stranger who doesn't know anything about stock market, that person knows the stuff, can tell you, "Look, did you consider that? Or did you consider this part?" And you might think, "Oh my goodness, that's cool, so I didn't pay attention to that." All right, so that's why the investment club, investment environment is very, very important thing for that. So basically we can break this, the whole area of options into 2 classifications. Very conservative trades, which can generate 2 to 5% on a trade, which can be last only a week or like a couple of weeks or a month, right? Then you can look at neutral trade, which can generate up to 15% on a monthly basis, and then you can go on a high-profile risk profile as well, strategies which generate 100% or more. And I'm going to show you all of these trades right now, how they operate and how they work. All right. How would you choose this trade? So for you, huge opportunity. You can see the opportunity, you want to take it. Which one will you take? Low risk, low return, or high risk, high return? What would be your preference?
Stop.
Lower risk at first.
Low risk, low risk,
No return.
low return, low risk. A lot of people, they choose one area, other people another. Why? If you go to Star City, do you think it's empty? Is there, if you go to Star City to casino, is it high risk there or low risk?
High risk.
High risk. Why it's full all the time? Because a lot of people,
Like
they don't care about risk, right? They focus on what? I put $1, I generate $100, or maybe $1 million. Okay, so that's why when you're choosing the strategy, majority of time invest in your own personality, who you are, how you can tolerate to the risk. Second one, your time. Do you think if you're working with a highly profitable but highly risky strategies, do you have to take a more serious approach to this, to analyzing stocks and spending more time for that? Definitely yes. You have to control that. Okay. Some low risk profiles you can spend only 2 hours a month. That's it. So you place the trade, close the computer, and don't come to the computer at all. So you have to consider all of this because of your goals and etc. etc. Now, you probably understand that options weren't invented for speculating area like we use it now. Options were invented for securing the deals. You're probably aware about options not on the stock market but in real life. Do you think there is a possible to buy option on property? If you consider yes. So if you think of buying land in the future, you might come to the farmer or the person who sells the land and say, look, I'm thinking of buying land, I'm not 100% sure. Can you secure the deal? And he tells you, why should I? I can sell my land to somebody else and I'll pay you $50,000 and you keep that land for 2 years. And if I don't come back to you in 2 years' time, you'll sell it to somebody else. Is it possible to do like that? Options were used like hundreds of years ago when they secured this price of stock, or stock, like I mean livestock, like cows and meat and food and crop and etc. 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 And then it was taken to the stock market. How long it exists on the stock market? From 1973. So 46, 45 years from now. Until 2002, the strategies which I'm going to show you, they were closed behind the doors. Majority of people did not know about them. They were used by professional bankers. You come to the bank, you give them money, they pay you 2-3% annually, and they generate all the profit and keep themselves. That's why bankers, they can buy all these properties on eBay and etc. etc. Because they use your money to generate wealth for them. So today you're going to learn how you can use the same strategies and generate same wealth.